Good afternoon. The reason why I'm here, I'm Jesse. I am the session chair for this afternoon, and we still have time. It's a quarter, 15 minutes before the start. But we have some problems here. Kalat tayo, kalat. So can we request people to come forward, come nearer? HR naman tayo. Sige na. So that you will not be, mayroon kaming sinasabi na, sabi ni Pipi Jim, kukunan ng picture yung natutulog at nagte-text dyan sa likod para mamayang gabi, sasayaw kayo ng maybe this time. Sige. Diba Rico, kukunin natin yun. So I still have time. Can we request all those? Kasi we're supposed to be in one segment of the hall. But it so happened they give us this plenary hall. So all those at the sides, can you transfer? Sige na, please. This will be a nice session. I am actually part of the admin and that is my job. Di ba mga HR, ang pangit talaga mag-picture tapos may bakante. Di ba Tita Loy? Di ba magpipicture ka tapos may bakante? Oo. So can we request everybody at the side to join us here? Please occupy the tables here. It's nice. You will be seated with somebody and you will know them. Di ba? You will have new friends. Can I have a microphone here so that I can go down? Can I have a microphone here? I still have time. Sige na po, for purposes na may tao. Sige na po. Thank you very much for those who stood up and come nearer. Thank you, I saw you. Yes, you will have a prize from Master Delpe. Yeah, okay, you'll have a prize. Sigurado yan. Can we ask those guys at the back to move forward here so that you'll not be tempted to sleep or play Mobile Legend? Mobile Legend talaga. Okay, at the sides, please come. Yun din doon, please come. Di ba, parang hindi kayo HR, nagagalit kayo sa mga empleyado ninyo na may event na wala doon? Di ba? Di ba? Ganun din ako, HR na HR ako. Okay, kayo dyan, dito kayo. I was an HR of Inquirer and Reynolds. Yun. For those guys there at the sides, please come nearer. Master Dilpe will give you books later on. Sige na, doon din, so that you'll be here. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are so happy that with us is Attorney JBJ. He is a past president, and Mr. Jerry Plana, past president, and also our executive director. If you don't know him, the guy with the white hair, he is Edie Rene. Yon. And then of course, Pipi Loy there. And then we have Jocelyn Peak. Okay. So, asosasyon po tayo. Asosasyon. Dapat magkakilala. Diba? Ang asosasyon magkakilala. Di naman kayo rito nag-attend ng training. Na asosasyon tayo. Oy, yung nandyan, punta kayo rito. If you do not know the people in your table, kindly introduce yourself now. Sige nga. If you do not know the people in your table, sinabi ko pa nga, kindly. Please introduce yourself to your table mates. Sige na. We're all HR here. Oh yan, mayroon pang 5 minutes. Okay, and of course, especially for those at the side, if you still have your calling cards, or maybe in a piece of paper, please put your name and your company and your cell phone number place it here because we are going to raffle later on books. Yon. Oh, she is. Let's clap her. Let's clap our hands. Siya na talaga ang manya cum laude ng HR. She's going to help me. What's your name? Yan ang gusto ko, HR talaga. Ikaw, HR manager ka ngayon. Mamaya, what's your name, madam?
Mithi,
From?
PND, Grantor.
See? O, let's clap our hands. HR siya. O, magtutulong siya sa akin. O, di ba? Yung iba hindi pa talaga HR, receptionist lang. O, di ba? Tumutulong siya. O, di ba? At tapos happy. Para bang hindi nagmerienda at kumain. I just told somebody there outside. Sabi ko, you are beautiful. But you know, I have a saying. If you don't know how to smile, you are not. So, wala pong pangit kung marunong ka mag-smile. Smile please, smile. Pero kung gwapo ka man o maganda, nakisimangot ka, pangit ka. O yun, ha? So smile and introduce yourselves. Okay na? Oh, we still have time. Still have time. For those that, so that we'll have some activities later. It would be nice if we can fill this up so that ang pag-picture naman natin, may tao. Diba? Tingnan mo ito, kaya mga presidente po ito ng PMAP kasi mga masunurin. We have here Mr. Freddie Marquez, our commissioner for ECC. Palakpakan naman. Ay, ano ba yan? O baka hindi niyo alam ang ECC. Employers, hindi po. Employees, Compensation Commission. Are you not happy that one of our PMAPers is a commissioner of ECC now? At nasa wage board pa. Yun ang mga trivia na dapat malaman. What is it for us? Kung may maaksidente kang empleyado, cool. Right there and then. Diba, Kaya mamaya pumunta kayo rito. And of course, let us welcome, dapat tumayo ka. She's really an icon. Di ba nasa icon tayo? Lilio Mapa. Ma'am, tumayo ka nga. Oy, kung kayo naghahanap para ng 7 habits, hindi yung maliliit na tao, habits, hindi hobbit, siya po. Kaya ang ugali ko ay maganda kasi nagbasa ako at naturuan ako ni Lilio Mapa ng 7 habits. Hindi yung maliliit, habits. Yon. Hindi hobbit. Yon. Nandito na kayo. Kung mayroon pa talaga dyan sa likod, magte-text lang kayo. Okay lang? At doon, what time do we have? Yon. Okay, 5 minutes. Sana yung aking boss. Alex, shall we start? Yes, we can start. So, everybody's near? Okay. And we ask all the waiters, pakainin mo kami mamaya, Dapat ganun ng moderator, di ba? Okay. So, maray na hapon sa Indugabos. I'm a Bicolano. The worst thing that can happen to an HR person if you are not appreciated. That's the worst thing that can happen. Because, ahirap kaya ng HR. You are not appreciated by your boss, the CEO, or the executives. You are not appreciated by your staff. You are not appreciated by your employees. And the worst is, even your family, they don't appreciate what you do. Maybe the problem is actually you. You can only get it from me. Ako diretso ako magsalita. And maybe the problem is from your boss. The question is, are you fitted for an HR job? That is why this is the right session that you are here. Are you fitted? Mayroon dyan, 25 years na sa HR. Look at my face. What type of a leader are you? What kind of an executive are you? You HRIs. There is no word for that. Di ba, Luigi? Walang word na HRIs. Di ba? How can we HR you for the longest time that you're holding that job? Remember that self-awareness or emotional intelligence is nested on the individual. What are the mindsets that you should have? Anyway, as I mentioned earlier, you're at the right learning session. You are at the 8 types of executives and how to HR them. Our speaker, Master Delpe, is an author of 14 books and over 200 courses on self-care, self-development, and self-mastery. He founded 3 international organizations, including the Wisdom Institute for Leadership and Global Advancement, WILGA, and BeLife Institute for Higher Consciousness, BIHC, and the World Institute for Incurable Diseases. He has touched the lives of many dignitaries. Ay, kasama ako doon, dignitary ako ha. Including 5 billionaires. Nako ha. And 2 kings, from celebrities like Andrea Bocelli to Fortune 500 leaders. Master Delpe brings his unique leadership mentoring, balanced life strategies, and energy healings to help people master their lives. A breakthrough voice in HR conventions and forums across North America and South America, Africa, and India, Master Delpe's strategies help companies and executives to maximize their potential while balancing their life. A modern sage who wears many hats, Master Delpe has taught over 500,000 people and has healed countless clients miraculously in his travels to over 100 countries. Let's give a round of applause and learn from this international personality we have amid the PIMAP audience today. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Master Delpe.
Hello. Good afternoon. Thank you, Jesse, our past 2016 PIMA president. To our past presidents, Attorney Josephus Jimenez, 2019. Let's give a hand. To Rene Jenner, 2000, past president. To Loy Echeverria, 2020. And also to Freddy Marquez, 2001. Let's give them a big round of applause. Those senior officers. To all HR managers, leaders, our dignitary guests, ladies and gentlemen, I think you deserve a congratulations for being here, because you are, I always say HR is the heart of the organization, but I think I should add also that they're also the mind. So the heart and the mind of the organization are the HR. So congratulations. Okay, I'd like to talk about the 8 types of leaders and executives and how to HR them. Is that a noise? A rain, oh wow. Blessings. Okay, I will have to speak louder. Now, rehumanizing the workforce, the corporations, requires understanding of the psychology of the 8 types. Once we understand the 8 types and profile ourselves, even our organizations, we will see that we will be able to understand how we position our services, our excellence with respect to each other. So I'd like to start this. So what type of executive are you? I hope a good one. So are you a more mental type? Are you a heart-centric executive? Are you more on numbers? Are you a Mother Teresa executive? Are you an Einstein type? Or what? So we will study a lot of these types, and today you will know your profile. You know who you are and who you are not. You can also profile your spouse. Why are you always debating for simple things? So there are 8 types of leaders, and I would like to talk about them. But let's study what are the 3 constitutions that makes up your consciousness. You are made up of soft skills, hard skills, and your willpower. This is where we revolve who we are. So a lot of people, the Mother Teresa, the Oprah Winfrey, people who are loving and sweet, they are very strong with soft skills. They have the right attitudes. The Einsteins, people who are dealing with accounting, finance, they are on the excellent aptitude, hard skills. But this is not enough. If we only talk about soft skills, hard skills, without talking about the willpower and staying power, we cannot go to the highest level of performance. Your attitude, your aptitudes will only work when you have energy. Without will and power and stamina, your heart can only go as much, your smile can only go as much, and so will your talent. Talent alone will not make you a super excellent executive. Why? If you are tired, your skill sets go down. If you are tired and there's no energy left, your soft skills do not work. I know a lot of intelligent people who cannot perform when their willpower is low. So when you factor the willpower and stamina, it will stimulate your skills to go up and your heart to be up. It means to say, in the absence of willpower and stamina, skills and heart and soft skills can go as far. A lot of people can perform maybe until 85% if they are very loving executives. People love people who are caring. And people can be respected if they have a lot of intelligence. But to go to that 95% to 100%, it's only where people have willpower and staying power that make them go from 95 to 100%. Most people can reach until 85% because of their talents and because of their magnetic personalities. So we need to study how to add and augment our talents, our heart and emotional intelligence with that power to manifest, the will to be, the will to succeed, the will to keep on going whatever it takes. Usually, people can get promoted by being talented and loving. But who will become the boss of the boss? The one who can endure, the one who had to sacrifice working long hours, the one who can stand still despite of crisis, The one who is like the pillar, who can weather the storm of criticisms, of any kind of betrayal. The one who's tougher. And it's only possible when your will is strong. So for those who want to be the leader of leaders, you need to make sure that this is gonna be strong, not only your intelligence and not only your heart. So this is a very important formula that I use for mentoring, that we need willpower, because willpower is the parent of self-discipline. There's no discipline if there's no will and power. People are lazier in the workforce when they are tired, burnt out, or there's no will to go and work. So if we want to include discipline as a high quality of an executive, we need to stimulate the will and power and stamina so that they will perform. So that is one of my theses in many corporations. How do I crank the willpower of executives so that they can add more miles over their accountabilities? So we need to stimulate that. I hope I will have time to teach you how do you crank your willpower in 5 minutes when you're almost tired and going home. Okay, so this is very important concept. Now there are 4 types of performers. One with bad attitude, but good aptitude. If they are salespeople, they're very stressed, very aggressive, but they will deliver the numbers. Or people who do not have the numbers, but they're very nice people, very sweet. This person is the go-to to tell the problems. You know, when you have a good attitude, and you are in the cafeteria, people tell their problems to you because they trust you and you are a good listener. So you know all the chismes of the group. So you have to make it like a social hub. But some people are good aptitude and good attitude. These are your best performers. The only thing is they are double-edged. They can be recruited by your competitor. They will double the salary to get your best of the best. These people are the top 3% of your workforce. They are irreplaceable. They are hard to find because they both have good personalities and they also deliver the numbers. So these are the best people, but you need to deal with them differently. If this is your husband or your wife, they bring home the money, but they are aggressive. Or they're very sweet and romantic, but they don't bring the money home. Or they are good looking, good attitude, good money, but you feel jealous because they come late and you have more competitors with this group. Well, how about this? Bad attitude, bad attitude. These are easy to fire. No money, no honey, no good looks. What to do with that? Return back to the parents? Okay. So these are the kind of performers. So what kind of performer are you? Are you on the attitude or the skill sets? Hard skills, soft skills. So attitudes are more your soft skills, like your emotional intelligence, your caring and nurturing spirit. These are more mental people. They deliver with a good strategic mind, a good tactical mind. They deliver the numbers. So you both need this in your staff. But if they can be promoted to be developed as a good attitude and good aptitude workers, then you have the best people in the team. Usually, by Pareto principle, these people produces 80%, even they're only 20% of the group. The 20% deliver the 80% of the productivity. So these people have to increase number in your workforce. If there's one thing that I teach a lot of the owners, the C-levels, age groups, is to grade and scorecard who are this group of people and who are this group, and let them get promoted here by equipping them with tools. This good attitude, but the bad aptitude, they need to be skilled with techniques. People with bad attitude can be equipped with emotional intelligence, a nurturing heart, and so on. So this can be solved to bring the 1 and 2 to become 3. All right, so I'd like to move on. So there are 8 types of executives, and they have 5 levels of intelligence. So let me itemize. What are the 5 levels of intelligence of super performers? Number 1, killer instincts. Your guts instincts should be honed and developed so that even without all the data, you can make a decision quicker than normal. Your guts instinct is so important if you are a situational manager. Most people have to have enough data to make decisions. The entrepreneur is always using their guts, their sense, the intelligence. Most people are educated to make decisions by consensus or by data-driven decisions, like your AI. But the complexity and the VUCA, the volatility and predictability, complexity and ambiguity of life today is so sophisticated that there's not enough data to make the best decisions. So one of the things is how to develop your gut instincts, that even you don't have all the data, you'll be able to make faster decisions. The best entrepreneurs are always with the killer instincts. So if you want to be in the top level, you have to hone your killer instincts. Second, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is not just being loving and sweet and caring. The more advanced EQ involves a loving and courageous heart, endurance, emotional toughness, emotional maturity. Being seasoned to navigate the most difficult changes increases the emotional endurance. So people can be so sensitive with a loving heart, but not tough enough to be the boss. Whoever can navigate with toughness, they are always promoted. Why? Because business is getting more difficult. You need not only sweet people, you need loving and tough people. The heart has to be toughened, enduring heart. This is where determination is built. The mind is persistent, but the heart is enduring. You need endurance using emotional intelligence. Another level of intelligence is the concrete mind. Objectivity, precision, meticulousness. These are all the concrete mind, objectivity. We need to be objective. That's why you want to use AI to have enough data for you to make the best conclusions. So the left brain is more on the concrete mind, like the Einstein kind. Now, the 4th level of intelligence is the abstract mind. The philosophical mind, or the one that thinks of philosophy and principles. If you have many problems and silos of situation, if you solve it by tactical intelligence, you are only firefighting. You need to be one that can abstract the philosophy and principles, why things are happening. You require the abstract philosophy of situations. So your abstract mind is the one that extracts components into a principle. Whoever has the abstract mind developed will always be the boss of Einstein. The technical people are very good in tactical, detailed, objective thinking. But the more advanced thinker is always the strategic thinker who can see bigger pictures, like the pilot looking at the whole city compared to the taxi driver on the ground. But if you want to become the mental powerhouse, you need to be both good in tactical thinking, details, and also strategic thinking, the bigger picture. So when I train executives, I train the Einsteins with strategic thinking, bigger picture thinking. And I train also the philosopher with more objective thinking. When you are around people, you know that the person is very detailed, the other one is very philosophical. Sometimes they do not agree because they are two different zip codes. But if you are the boss, you have to appreciate the philosophy of the situation and you have to appreciate the science and objectivity of the situation. Both has to be seen by you simultaneously. The big picture and the detailed picture. So that is where your mental power becomes important as an executive. The boss of the boss usually have more abstract mental power than the employee who has a tactical intelligence. So promotions usually are based on how big is your vision, how far can you see, how much can you predict using the principles above the details. So we need to make people HR how to look at the bigger picture aside from the details of the day. Okay, now the last intelligence is spiritual intelligence, which is intuition. We need intuition to validate things we do not know. Not everything is science. There are more things in life that are not science. If you see life, love is not science. Intuition is not science. Your emotions are not science. So if you are an HR, to nurture the talent, do not nurture only the talent like the Einstein thinkers. The Mother Teresa can be a good asset for social development. They can be good for CSR and other things. So we need to look at the wisdom intelligence. The older you become, the wiser you should have that intelligence. So wisdom, intuition are part of spiritual intelligence. So 5 levels of intelligence: instincts, your killer instincts, emotional intelligence, concrete mental, abstract mental, and spiritual intelligence. These are things today that are missing. So even though we advocate AI, which is data-driven, we still need to go beyond AI to think of things that are not driven by data. So if you want to humanize leadership, we need to go above data. Because nobody has a complete data of your life. So how can AI interpret your life from the past to future? So use it only for redundancies, for inferences of enough data, because a lot of things are not recorded, and even ChatGPT cannot answer a lot of questions. So we advocate AI for HI, but HI should still be the manager. Okay, now that we have talked about the 5 levels of intelligence, I'd like to discuss now the 8 types of executives. Now the first type is the ruler, the warrior, the conquistador, and the destroyer. There are people, even they are subordinate, they have strong-minded, they have very strong personality. Even your children, you tell this child to go to sleep, their voice is louder than you because they are like a type 1. You have to use your belt to say, go to sleep. So you need a little bit force to manage these people. See, if your subordinate is a type 1, like a Duterte, Rodrigo Duterte, and you are a Mother Teresa HR manager, there's a clash. The chemistry is not good enough if your PA is a Rodrigo Duterte and your boss is a Mother Teresa. It will be a little difficult chemistry. So these people, if there's a will, there's a way. It's good if they get challenged, they will become stronger. They will get bored if there's no challenge. And they will create a problem for you so that they will have to do. So these people are dashed to manage. Difficult, but they can be used as a strength. If you want to collect debts, you have to send the type 1 collector They will have their own gun. Okay, so this type 1 are very strong. If you do not lead them, they will lead you. So you have to have that criteria of having to manage this type. So the Genghis Khan, the Moses, the Saint Peter, Alexander the Great, executives are type 1. The type 2 are like the Mother Teresa. The lover, the wise one, and the preserver. The first one is the destroyer, conqueror. The type 2 is the preserver. So if you see God is a destroyer, God is also a preserver, God is a creator. So there are different kinds of God's facets. Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, John the Beloved, and the apostles, John received Mother Mary to take care. Because if I were Jesus, I will not give it to Saint Peter, my mother. He has always a sword. I will give my mother to John the Beloved, because they will, they will take care of each other. The type 3 is an entrepreneur. Whether you go to MBA or not, if you are type 3, you can sell. You have in your bones the ability to make money. So the richest people are not always the scientists. They are the salespeople, the Steve Jobs, the Elon Musk. They're always selling. So the people who tend to be a good CFO, who will be promoted to a CEO, are usually of this material. They will force they are natural in marketing. They have a good brand of projecting who they are. And also they tend to, network with the boss or the boss of the boss or the owners of the corporation. They have that kind of knack of knowing what to do. They have the killer instincts. And they're also very philosophical. And this is the person with a good abstract mind. They see the bigger picture. They plan their game plan long in the future. This person can overtake a lot of people if they want. They will have a good network already. Or they were immersed in their family business and they already contaminated with that entrepreneurial spirit. They've been networking since they were kids. To them, business is as usual, a networking activity. To them, it's not what you know or whom you know. Who knows you have that family name? Who knows that you are the uncle of this and that? So these people have the capacity to be the boss of the boss because they are naturally in a business substance, like the Donald Trump. The philosophers also. If you have a son, a daughter like this, they will be the richest child of yours. They will make money since in the US, they would be selling lemon drinks, or they would be selling their pencils when they were young. Or they're already wanting to be in your office, learning how to sell. You see the characteristics. Okay, the type 4 are the people who are an artist, a singer, an entertainer, or a dramatist. A dramatist. So they have that ability to harmonize through conflict. Where others favor certain colors, these people, black, green, blue, everything is okay as long as you harmonize the colors. So the people who are naturally singers, entertainers, people who are able to open up themselves, they're already telling the promise to you the first minute. They're already eating with you. Say, oh, I like that. They are very open, but they're also very dramatic. So the artists, actors, these are the type 4. If you have a son or a child like this, they're already singing when they were kids. They're already dancing. And when they want money from you, they said, Dad, you are good looking. Mom, you really look good. And you say, how much? how much do you need? They will, binobola ka na. They are good in bola. Now, the type 5 are like the Einsteins. They have a very strong left hemisphere brain, concrete mind. Very concrete mind, very objective. So these are the scientists. And the problem is, if your HR manager is Einstein, they will be too strict, but not the nurturing type. When I was, because I went to GE and IBM, their HR are not always the psychologists. They're engineers who get promoted because they're all the older people who knows everyone. And people do not have job satisfaction because they know the payroll and compensation and the rules, but they're not there to nurture you when you cry. So I think engineers are not the best suited for HR. People who are more nurturing, more heart-centric, may be better for HR. So the Einsteins usually are very good for R&D, finance, accounting, engineering. They tend to go to the CFO level. But for the chief growth officer or the chief marketing officer, you need the type 4. They do all the promotions, all kinds of marketing, are more the type 4 earlier. See the type 4? They're good in marketing, sales, more branding. They know emotional branding and so on. But the Einsteins are good for numbers, and you need these people. They deliver the numbers because they're focused on the numbers. The type 6 are the idealists, the loyalists, and the devotee. If you want a security guard, you need a type 6. They will bite the bullet. They will die for you. If you want a good housemaid and a good driver who will not leave you until you grow old, you need a type 6 driver or a domestic help. Even they will not receive all the salaries, they will stay with you. Till death do us part. If your husband is a type 6, you throw them out of the window, they'll come back. Because they are very loyal to you. And the Philippines, India, these are culture that have so much type 6 that is hard to divorce. The family will ban you, even you don't like anymore, they still glue you. And these are, I call them the martyr complex. They sacrifice a lot for the sake of everyone. So these are like the Mahatma Gandhis, the Joan of Arc, and so on. If you want a loyal PA who have all your secrets, these are the best. But a double edge, your secrets are with them and they can be your worst enemy also. Because they have all your secrets. They're loyal to you, or this hate and love affairs can be this type. The type 7 are the perfectionist, the ritualist and organizer. So they are more the people who can deal with franchising, factories like the Chinese, like the ants. They do it every day and they don't get bored. And also the bureaucrats. They can get employed for 40 years doing the same thing and they don't complain. So the bureaucrats are very, very ceremonial, the red tapes. If your boss is the type 7, you cannot be late. You have to have an iron clothing. You have to be neat and tidy because cleanliness is next to godliness to them. Order and structure. If you move something in their table, they know who moved this. They know that somebody moved something in their table. The problem is, if the mother is a type 7 and the daughter is a type 4 who get cluttered easily, the mother organized the house for 2 hours and the type 4 daughter will just clutter it in 1 minute. So you can see that some of the clashes are not always that you don't love each other. you have an oppositional quality. So these people are difficult to work with because they are very meticulous, organized, perfectionists. Every syntax matter when you're editing your report. They will see your mistake immediately. But once it is a system-driven approach, these people are system and autopilot boss. They know exactly what to do. And the type 8 as a combination of any 3 types. So the greatest leaders of the future are those that has the heart of Mother Teresa, the mind of Einstein, the will of Moses, and the financial viability of Bill Gates or the billionaires. If your boss has a good heart, has a strong mind, has a good character, and so on, they're the best people to work for, but they can spot your mistakes because they're so smart. So you have to grow with them, because if they see your mistakes, they think that you are not efficient because you do not have their qualities. They expect you to grow with hunger, with discipline, because they too went through that process. So if you want the best mentor, these are the best type of mentors. You will grow in money, in character, in heart, in mind, and you will be the best of the best person to be around. And they usually promote you because you copy their style. So if your boss is like this, you need to develop a lot of facets. If you want to replace a boss that has this, the headhunter will have to see that they have a strong heart, a strong mind, a strong character, a very disciplined system. Okay? Because they will be looking for that. So let's review. What are the 8 types of executives? And we will start to study their weaknesses. The type 1 is the ruler, the warrior, the conqueror and destroyer. Very tough guy. Type 2, the lover, wise one and preserver, the Mother Teresa. The first one is like the Duterte. Type 3, the entrepreneur, the philosopher and the builder. If you want to expand the business, you hire a CEO that deals with growing the business. They're not always in the office, but they're always networking. They're always with bigger leagues. The best CEOs usually are the type 3 because they always grow the business. That's their type. So if the business is failing, you need a type 3 CEO, and then once they grow the business, then you can do the preservation. The type 4, the artist, dramatist, and entertainer. If you want to be happy, one member of your group should be the entertainer. If you're all strict, all tight Einsteins, nobody's laughing. You get one person to be the joker, at least. And the type 5, the scientist, the technologist, inventor, these are people who are very strict mentally, very focused, and very disciplined in their work. The type 6 are the idealists, loyalists, and devotees. If you want a security guard, if you want a soldier, these are like the saints and the soldier. They will die for a cause. They will be loyal to you, and they will stay with you. Sometimes your mother or your father, when they grow old, they tend to stay with the sibling who is a type 6, who don't mind staying with you until you die. They fight for you. They want you to be in their homes because they're very loyal to you. So if when you grow old, identify who are your children who's a type 6. They will not leave you. They will take care of you. The type 3, they will just give you a new condo to stay. They pay for your maid. The type 4, they come and entertain you. The type 2 also will love you. The type 1, they will argue with you and want to lead you. The type 7 is the organizer, the ritualist, very structured person. If you want to deal with putting up a factory or if you want to do a system-driven approach in your business, you hire a type 5 and a type 7. This will make you a factory easily. That's their type. Do not hire a type 2 to make a factory. They will make it colorful, but it's not systematized. So if you want to champion AI, the best people are type 5, type 7, to implement AI and digitalization, because that's their natural tendency. Do not give it to a type 2 who does not love technology. They will not champion it. Do not give it to type 6. They will be praying instead of doing the technology. Do not give it to type 4. They will use it for, this Netflix. They will be watching social media. But if you want to compete in the most competitive space in your industry, you need a type 8 CEO who can handle the Philippine market, the Singapore market, the Indian market, the American market, because they have average or they have excellent type combining all kinds. So these are the 8 types of executives. So when you want to HR or manage the talent, rehumanizing is really identifying the talent and nurturing the talent according to their type and bring them higher. Remember the attitudes? If I have a good skill sets, but my heart is not open, the HR will assign somebody to nurture the heart of the person. Maybe when they were growing up, there was no mother to make them loving. So you put somebody that will awaken the heart, or assign a Mother Teresa employee to be always a buddy for 2 months until they copy the energy of the heart. Like the Einstein, I will not put Isaac Newton or Bill Gates as their buddy every day. I will pair Einstein to a Mother Teresa until they adapt to each other's quality. Mother Teresa will learn the mind of Einstein, and Einstein learns the Mother Teresa's heart. Then they become balanced as executives. The problem is, if I am Bill Gates, I will recruit the Isaac Newton, I will recruit the Albert Einstein and all technologists in my team, and there's nobody with a heart. So it's good, but not excellent. So integrating in a team, somebody with a heart, somebody with a strong mind, somebody with entrepreneurial spirit, somebody with a rhythmic, organizing spirit, I think it will be a more balanced team. So what's your profile? Are you a type 2? Okay, hints. The type 2, loving person. The type 4, also entertaining and creative. And the type 6, sometimes are more predominant in the Philippines. Type 2, type 4, type 6. These are the soft skills masters. Type 2, type 4, type 6. The Philippine market, even engineers still have a good heart. They still sing karaoke. They still dance. In Germany, the engineers do not dance. In Switzerland, you cannot make the engineers dance. In the Philippines, even a politician is dancing, and the engineer is dancing and singing. So the Philippines is a very 2, 4, 6 culture. Singapore, as a market, is a very type 1, type 3, type 5, type 7 market. They expect you to be strict. They expect you to be entrepreneurial, to be exacting, and to be organized. So if you open up your business in Singapore, you need to adapt to somebody who has this 1, 3, 5, 7 quality executive. Otherwise, if they bring the type 2, 4, 6 Filipino mentality, very kind, very hugging, but the Singaporean says, why are you crying? You shouldn't be crying, Chinese, especially, don't cry. They don't allow even women to cry. They're strict. So they have a different mold and expectation. At the end, management is also about managing expectations. So what's the expectation of Mother Teresa? Okay, don't increase my salary, but respect me. Don't shout at me. Or Einstein said, oh, Einstein, your hair is so bad. You stink, but you're intelligent. They don't mind. So what hurts an Einstein does not hurt a Mother Teresa. So even the language we use to different kinds of executives has to be designed as not one size fits all. It's like your daughter. If your daughter is Mother Teresa, to tell them to go to bed, you say, Teresa, you are so sweet. You'll make your mom happy. Let's go to bed and tell your story. You Einstein and Bill Gates cannot do that. You say, Bill Gates, go to bed, I'll give you $100. They will go to bed. Benefit orientation. With the Duterte, go to bed or I'll shoot you if you don't. They'll go to bed. They know the power, right? Okay. Now, if you go to India as an executive, your market is a lot of devotional people, 6, 5, but if you go to Bangalore or if you go to the tech hub, they are also very 5. That's why they can handle IT. 5 and 7. They can be sitting down typing all the way, data mining, and they don't mind. But if you go to Bombay, there are more entrepreneurial type 3s in Bombay, 3 and 2. If you go to California, they're like the Philippines. They're very type 3, type 4, type 5, especially Silicon Valley. They have fun, at the same time technical, and they are very entrepreneurial. New York is very Anglo-Saxon. Strict, nobody smiling. You cannot smile at somebody, say, hey, what's wrong with you? Why are you smiling at me? I live in New York, and being a Filipino before, I was smiling at everybody. They said, what's wrong with you? Why are you smiling at me? What do you need? I was shocked. So, New York, you don't smile at them a lot. They do not respect you smiling. California, yeah, you smile. Good. So, a lot of these types of executives have their own SWOT analysis. Their strengths, their weaknesses, their opportunities, and also their threats. If you understand what can give a threat to the type 1, loss of power, impotence, loss of votes, politicians. What will give a threat to the type 2? Loss of loved ones, the death of a loved one. They don't mind losing money as long as their loved ones do not die. And as long as their religion is protected. The threat of the type 3, loss of reputation and money. As long as they don't lose money and they will be happy. They can lose their wife or husband, they will still be fine. As long as they don't lose the company. The type 4, loss of reputation and beauty. They're very beauty conscious. They're always fans. I have a lot of fans and so on. And type 5, loss of mind. If you want to get Einstein angry, just say, Einstein, you're so stupid. Einstein will kill you. But say, Einstein, you're so ugly, but you're so intelligent, they will still say, thank you. You see? And the type 6, this is betrayal. If somebody is very loyal to you and you betray them, that's a war. Like the jihads. They can make a mission to make you fail. So if you tell your type 6 security all your secrets, and one day you will be enemies, they will be your worst enemies and nightmare. They know everything. The type 7, disorganization and being late. If your boss is a type 7, better be not late, and your report should be organized, no spelling mistakes. They will look at you as not too good if you have spelling problems, syntax problems, and if your organization is off. Or disorganization and dirtiness, cluttered. This person hates clutters. And the type 8, stupidity, inefficiency, slowness, they don't like those kinds of weaknesses. So once you understand your boss or your subordinate or your organization belongs to this, then you would know what culture and ethics are priority. Who promotes you is very important to understand your type. Because if I was Duterte, I will promote somebody who's loyal to me and who's a strong personality. I will not promote Mother Teresa because I find them weak if I was Duterte. If I was Mother Teresa, I will not promote the Duterte because they are gonna give me a problem. So nurturing the talent in a workforce, the HR and the bosses should understand the SWOT analysis of every type of your employee in a team. And you know why people are clashing, why people can connive, where is the point of alliances. It's about the harmony and chemistry of the different strengths. So the strengths should determine the opportunities, and we should manage the weaknesses because we manage the threats. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I just finished my time here. I wish I can give you a technique on how to increase your power, your staying power, but I think, do I have a 15 minutes Q&A? All right, I have a 15 minutes Q&A, so let's open up for you to ask questions. Yes, sir. Are you Attorney Josefo Jimenez?
Yes, sir.
See, I have an intuition to guess about you.
So let's have the question.
The,
Past President JBJ. Yes.
the question is this. Do you agree that every situation and every time demands a specific type of executive? In other words, in our history, there was a time that we needed a warrior, General
Yes.
Emilio Aguinaldo, because of the demands at that time. But there was also an era after 20 years of repression that we needed a lover, that was Cory Aquino.
Yes.
So my question is this. Today, given today's challenges, what kind of leader does the Philippines need today?
Uy, ang ganda.
And America, is it Donald Trump or Kamala Harris kind of leadership? Yeah, every situation demands a specific type of executive or leader. So please, Master, I know that you are the type 9, because you master everything. And you are called a master because you can be everything. You can be 1 or 8. Do you agree with me?
Thank you,
So
Attorney.
which question should be answered first? That
All
one
of the above.
All
Okay.
of the above. Okay.
That's why if you profile the person who's going to run any situation, even temporarily, you need to profile the situation. For example, if the country has so much lawlessness, is already broken, you need somebody who is a fixer. You cannot bring Mother Teresa to govern a country that is lawless, disorganized, and failing economically. You need a type 8 that has a strong will, because you need the will to bring things. Discipline is needed in a broken country or broken economy. Not only a good financial mind, you need the will, the strong hand to firmly hold. So you need a strong-minded person who will not compromise with the next step. So the next step has to be profiled. If you need a destroyer, it's because the country might be crystallized, stuck, not growing anymore. So you need somebody to destroy the status quo and then move it forward. So sometimes you need 2 or 3 kinds of step-up leader to, once you can fix the problem, you have solved the problem, you need somebody to grow the business. It's not just one kind. So if a company is broken, you need a fixer, a CEO to turn it around. Somebody who has a team that has the type 8. So if you are not of that type, you can still continue being the leader, but surround yourself with leaders or consultants who has the complete facet to execute the solutions. So that's a very tricky. So if you look at Donald Trump or thing, the problem with the American is the inherited bureaucrats usually run the game. So there's like this shadow government, as they say, who is permanent. So you bring a president for 4 years, what can he do? That's why China and Singapore has a different kind, because they are leading like with an infinite game. The American has finite game. They want to win the war for a short term. Another administration will win another war. The Chinese are planning for 100 years. The Singaporeans have been planning for 50 years. They do not change course and goals. If the plan is not working, they do not change the goal. They change the plan. In America, you change the plan and you change the goal. This is a very schizophrenic strategy.
Okay.
Okay.
That was wonderful. We have the next question from my friend Jojo.
Jojo Veloso po from Eagle Cement. Under San Miguel Corporation. Maari po bang magtagalog ako? Dahil
po.
pagod na po ang aming mga tainga sa pag-i-Ingles. Pagpasensya po sa mga banyaga. Isa pong katanungan, Master. Kanina habang kami po ay nagsasalita, nagbibigay po kayo ng mga panukala sa pagtanggap ng mga klase ng tipo ng ehekutibo. Meron po ba tayong pagsusulit o test material para masabi natin na itong mga ito ay makakwalify natin para maging empleyado na ehekutibo?
Wonderful question.
Thank you. We have a scorecard to score your 5 levels of intelligence. For example, yung Einstein is very high on concrete mental, but their weakness is the abstract. So it's hard for them to get promoted to a CEO level because they are very slow in getting opportunities. So if they have a mentor that will augment their charismatic and entrepreneurial way, I would score a person who might be their PA to assume their defects. So it will run. Now,
Ang ibig pong sabihin, wala po kayong sariling pagsusulit. Kumbaga, ito po ay hinalaw lamang sa intelligence test. Tama po ba?
Oo,
Sa types of intelligence, meron po tayong emotional intelligence, social intelligence, sports intelligence.
Yeah.
So, ibig sabihin po, ito po ay base sa experience niyo po.
yes po, lahat ng ginawa ko sa mga pag-mentor ko sa mga billionaires at saka Fortune 500 companies, lahat ng effective ways, I gathered them into a system.
Okay
So
po.
it's based on my experience for 40 years.
Kasi ang gusto ko lang po malaman, siyempre po sa larangan ng HR, marami po tayong mga studies. Dapat po sana ang mga ipapanukala nating mga tipo ay nakabase sa isang masusing pag-aaral na sayantipiko.
Oo, exactly.
Kasi para po ito ay mas maging kapanipaniwala. Yun lang po naman, maaari pong marami na kayong naging karanasan, which is a part of the, say, what we call this pragmatism. We have already seen how things work based on observation, because that's already a valid study. But we have to put it into a concrete and evidentiary document so that all the presentation that we will give, especially to all these young people, will be based on scientific studies.
Okay.
Because that's the only thing that we need to do. Otherwise, everything we just need to Google, we look on the history. I can do that also, but we have to do it scientifically. Because all of us mostly are coming from BS Psychology, BS Engineering. We are on science base. We are not sometimes on the arts base. So we have to combine the artistic one and the scientific one to come up with a sound study, coming up with the types based on documentary evidences. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ang salamat naman, Jojo.
Yeah.
Siguradong gagawa ng libro si Master Delpe dyan sa sinabi mo.
Yeah, there's a lot of experience mentoring C-levels and owners and boards. These people do not want to be published because I promise I will not use your name. So I do a lot of Jollibee, Ayala, this. I do a lot of that, but more the owners and the C-levels. So as part of my promise, I don't reveal their names and their cases. Now, we do a lot of these evidence-based clinical study based on actual cases. The thing is, we cannot reveal these cases because they're very, very personal. I do not do a lot of HR like what you're doing because my target market are different. Where your HR stops, I start. Most HR, you deal with management and so on. I deal with the senior leadership, which are a little bit different. They do not tell you their problems, but they can tell me their problems. So these are like the things. That's why I do not publish those kinds of cases because of the criticalness of data and names. Like, for example, the richest man in India, Ambani, is my client. His father, the one with $600 million wedding, his grandfather was my client.
Okay.
I cannot release their studies, you see. But that's a good point. Definitely, evidence is more powerful than a data-driven study, because evidence is, if you can do this, you can do that, it works all the time. But definitely, if you need studies, I can give you some.
Okay. We'll have the last question before I do my my piece. My leader, my mentor.
Thank you very much, Master. Jerry Plana po. My question is about the relationship of principles and how principles are applied. Because the situationalism of things is really in the application of a principle. Just like strategy and tactics. So I was just wondering, what are the principles by which you can situationally jump from different types that can become the umbrella for coherence of this leadership or executive style concept? Because the reason why I'm asking that is, let's take a look at some examples, principles of aerodynamics, for instance. But when, principles are the same, but whether you're making a big plane, small plane, the principles are applied differently. Or principles of nutrition, for instance. Yeah. You're feeding a baby versus a 55-year-old. It's the same principles, but the application varies. Yes. So I was just wondering, based on this is very interesting, concept. What would be the principles behind this?
Okay, very good question. The principle of, say, crisis management and conflict resolution, right? If the situation is VUCA, there are more unknowns than knowns, or RAP or tuna, whatever you call it now. I would always, a very complex, sophisticated situation, you always need a type 8 problem solving. You need think tanks or thinkers who will see all angles of the situation as a strategic thinker and as tactical thinker. But in some cases, like in your family, sometimes your problem is a type 2 crisis. It's about emotional crisis. You cannot make it complicated. It's more forgiving, nurturing the one who's at fault, asking for apology. In a family, even you're the best CEO, you cannot solve a problem using your business strategy at the home place. That's why I have a lot of clients who can manage 10,000 employees because they have taken MBA and DBA, their Masters of Finance. In the house, they cannot manage 2 children. Why? Because you have to place the perspective of how to solve the problem of the heart. You cannot use the mind all the time. But if it were a problem of numbers, it's a problem of auditing and taxation, you need the type 5 to compute. The accountant has to be there, and those tax attorney who knows how to circumvent different ways to save taxes. Then you need a type 3 and a type 5, and a lobbyist, type 4. So when the problem is of the heart, Oh, you need the heart to help solve it. If the problem is the mind, yeah, you can get a heart solution, but the heart is another wavelength, the mind is here. So sometimes we need to put things in perspective. What are the best solutions are not fixed. You need to be creatively adaptable to study what profile is the problem. Is it the heart problem? Is it a mental problem? A financial problem? Who is the best solution? So best practices is a moving target. The best practice you did before might not be applicable now to your next solution because it has more complexity and volatility. So even the best thinkers has to adjust their finishing line, that sometimes the finishing line is moving. Life is a moving target, so with crisis and so with complexity. So I hope I have given you some hints. I know this is a very short time. I usually need 2 days to train people for this, but I really appreciate your intelligent questions. You are really a past president of PMUP because you have very deep questions, and I almost did not answer them.
Okay, a round of applause to Master Del Pe. Okay, so what's in it for us? Thank you for that wonderful session. All of this will be in vain, the 1 hour that we'll listen to all of this, if we will not commit to change. We were informed of the 8 types of executives. We have to see where we have in a situation or situational leadership, we really have to change and enhance our executive style and add that HR ingredient. We have to learn and learn and relearn, and it should start now. Right after you go out of this room, you must already be thinking what are the types that you should be doing. What is the person that we now have to project? Should we be greater or should we be lesser? What is the personal brand that people will appreciate and make us as the go-to person? What is our personal value proposition? What's in it for them? What's in it for us? Then, if we communicate, will they listen? Will they be concerned, hear us, and will they react? What is our relationship management? We are HR, and we are expected to lead, guide, bridge, and the epitome of taking care of people. Kaya, wag po magbasang-basang. Dapat alam natin yung ating executive time. Salamat po. We have 6. Oy, palakpakan naman ng konti, di ba? Hirap-hirap kaya mag-prepare ng madaldal ka tapos papasabihin ka ng 2 minutes. Okay, Miss Evelyn Aguila of Toyota, you have a book. Can we request Master Del Pe to come up so that you can give the book? Then we have Chris De Jesus of, what is this? Basta Chris De Jesus. Yeah, you have to award it here. Go to the center, please. Okay. Then we have Richelle Makatubal of Taganito Mining. O, kilala ko ito, Taganito. Nagturo ako dyan. Then we have here Loy. Oy, Ma'am Loy, kasama ka rito. Okay. How many do we have already? We have already 4. Then we have here Sheila Lasso of MedTech. Come up the stage. Ang HR marunong tumakbo. Type 12 yun. Type 12 marunong tumakbo. And Miggy Zaballero of Management Strategies. By the way, I'll be a salesman. I used to be a salesman in Inquirer. A 10-minute personalized energy and profile assessment is available at the Wilga booth, 64 and 65. With our team, just scan the barcode of the Wilga flyer in your participant kits to register for your slot. Those who want to know more about today's topic, you may rush to get a copy of Marcel Delpes' best-selling book, 8 Types of Leaders Every Leader Should Know. Please drop your calling card at booth 64 and 65 and you'll get 500 pesos discount on your GoHo app taxi in Iloilo. Oh, I love this. Oh, I will repeat this. Please drop your calling cards at booth 64 and 65 to be entitled to a 500 peso discount on your GoHo app taxi in Iloilo and Manila for everyone. Did you hear that? Oh, by discount. So can we now have the presentation? I will request again. Can I ask any of the PPs here to present the gift? Pipiloy? Pipiloy, can you present the gift? Okay. For the rest, take your snacks already. Diyan po nagtatapos ang ating learning session ngayong hapon. Salamat po. Meron pang isa. So pupunta kayo doon sa inyong register, and then after that, have a quick change or refresh. We'll have the awards at exactly 6 o'clock. Thank you very much.